let's just have a quick word on the 3 promoted teams, because 3 very different teams. Last question. How will the newly promoted teams fare in the Premier League this season? Let's start with the champions, Burnley. First in the Championship, 101 points under Vincent Kompany. A very different Burnley than we saw under Sean Dyche. Much more possession-based, much more proactive with the ball, much more comfortable through their build-up. Does some of that have to change? I know Burnley played Man City, who they're playing on the first game on Friday night at Turf Moor. I think it was the FA Cup last season, got beat 6. Is there a bit of changing some of what you did in the Championship to give yourself a chance in the Premier League, Rob? Or I was thinking about, interestingly, Fulham. And I thought Fulham came up out the Championship. And last season, Fulham didn't particularly change. Of course, they were a little bit harder to play against. I thought their organisation was good. But they didn't have the ball at times and play and want to build up. And I wonder, do you think this Burnley team could do something similar?
I don't think they'll have the success that Fulham had, Rob. I do think that they will stick to their principles. I think they have to now. I mean, and a remarkable job, Rob. A remarkable job by Vincent Kompany. I don't think, well, I almost know we're not having this conversation. We're not talking about Burnley going into a Premier League season without that appointment of Vincent Kompany. Brilliant job. Still very young manager, Rob. Only a few seasons doing the coaching part. I do think, apart from the team, it's an incredible step up for Vincent Kompany, for the decisions that he's got to make, for the teams he's got to pick, for the managers and the coaches and the smartest guys in the game are working in the Premier League. He's got to come up against and figure out ways with his football or with his defensive nous to get results. It's an incredible step up for him as a manager, which I can't wait to see. You know, it's one thing to find a way to beat some of the Championship sides and to play some football and outpossess but then to bring that into the Premier League, you know, with some of the bright minds and that's another level. Importantly, Rob, for me at the moment, they've lost a couple of important players. Nathan Talla was their top goal scorer from Southampton on loan. He's gone back there. And Ian Matson, that you saw in the summer series at Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea, lovely player as well. They have made signings. The new goalkeeper, James Trafford.
Just today, mate, and I know you'll like this one. They are close to signing Sander Berge.
Yeah, like
Sheffield United.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're close to doing that business today, I heard,
Yeah, good player, good physicality, good on the ball. Surprised he ended up staying with Sheffield United. Thought he might have got a Premier League move. So I just think it's going to be great to see them. We're going to get them first down. We're going to be pitch side at Turf Moor on the first Friday. Actually, Friday this week. Amazing. I think
it's Friday.
To UK and do that again. So
James Trafford in goal, isn't he?
He's going to be. And he's one of them. He's confident on the ball.
Plays out with the ball.
Box. He's going to be that sort of style. So fascinating. And well done the club, by the way. I tell you what, because I remember saying, if Burnley go down, we ain't going to see him for many a seasons. Wow, you make the right appointment. And I didn't see this coming. Wow, they've bounced back.
The chairman, Alan Pace, who's going to come to our desk, I think, with sitting JJ Watt, hopefully on Friday. So we'll get a chance to speak to him. And it's interesting, Robbie. You know, a point I was just looking in at their form, 101 points in the Championship. Yeah, dominated. Lost one game at home last season. Out of the 26, lost one game at home, which they're going to need that kind of. To give themselves a chance, because you're going to go, as you say, there's some clever coaches, there's some really good players, and they're going to be going, you know, away to some grounds where it's going to be difficult. You might not see the ball at times. When they get teams at Turf Moor, it's so important that they make that a bit of a fortress to give themselves a chance. Okay, mate, let's talk about Sheffield United, because we saw them come up under Paul Heckingbottom. Done a good job. Solid 3-4-3 system. That's the way he wants his team to play. Well organised, quite compact. I did a little bit of watching a few of the games and a few of the highlights, seen a little bit of pre-season with them. What are the chances of Sheffield United doing? Like last time they came up with Chris Wilder, remember they finished ninth in the league, had the overlapping centre backs to three and caused some problems and got goals. Without having a really main striker, everybody was chipping in with goals around the pitch. Where do you see them this time, Rob?
I think it's going to be difficult, Rob. You know, Ken, we always look at the teams that come up and we see what they've got. How do they do? Like for Burnley, it's 101 points. You know, that's very, so it's a basis of a very good team. Sheffield United finished second in the Championship last year. They come up, they lose. I believe their top goal scorer of last year, player's gone to Marseille in Jai for $20 million, and that's his boyhood club. And Sheffield United and Heckenbottom has said, like, we kind of get it. You wanted to go back to that club. Benny Traore is a 20-year-old striker from the Swedish league, Rob. That's super young, but maybe he's got the upside to be able to play in the Premier League, because you don't really know for many players. You can have Oliver McBurney, Rob, Ryan Brewster, the same kind of. I just worry, is there enough quality and goals in this team to be able to keep away from the relegation zone? And I don't know. You know, I really don't know that they've got enough. Of course, there's a little bit of time left in the window. If they're going to sell Sander Berge, Rob, one of their better players, I think that I don't know. It doesn't look like at the moment they're going to spend a ton of money to try and stay in the division. And that's something, Rob, that maybe is a chat for another day, whether, you know, that gap of staying in the league and what you need to.
You've got to give yourself a chance, haven't you? Got to give yourself a bit
but it's hard. It's hard to commit the money to then to go down. And I don't know. So I fear for Sheffield United is one of those that have come up. What about you?
Get the sense. No, I'm similar, and just get the sense that they're just going to have to be very good without the ball, mate. At times they're not going to be in possession. They're going to have to be hard to play against and grind some out. And they'll have some good days. And we know the fans will get behind them in the home games, and they'll have an atmosphere. And you know the big boys will go and they'll enjoy that. But just hope they don't get off to a bad start, and it starts to affect players and a little bit of confidence. But listen, we saw last season 3 teams stay up, mate, and we thought that that they'd like to Bournemouth and Forest wouldn't make it, and Fulham all stayed up. So listen, they're in with a fighting chance, and fair play to Paul Heckenbottom. He went down, he got his head down, he's built a solid team. Whether they're going to be good enough to stay in the Premier League, we will wait and see. And then the third team, mate, is almost like this fairy tale, isn't it? It's Luton Town. It's Rob Edwards, the coach. They've gone from almost being out of business and down at the foot of the football pyramid to finding themselves in the Premier League, winning the playoffs against Coventry. We've all seen the pictures of the stadium. We've all seen the pictures of the ground and how small and what it's going to be. Two things on this one, Rob, for me, and I was thinking about it. I was just doing a little bit of research, looking at Luton, looking at the way they play. They like to be kind of 5 at the back, 5-3-2, but they get people into midfield, try and make things happen at the top end of the pitch. Rob Edwards got a very good kind of CV, well respected in the game. He was the guy who went to Watford for a few weeks and they got rid of him, and ended up at Luton and ended up taking Luton into the Premier League. Two things that kind of, wouldn't say bugged me, but it's interesting have they at times got to get a little bit away from the Little Luton? Oh, it's Little Luton, the fairy tale. Here they come. Let's play Luton. No, they got beat, but it's Little Luton. Is there a little bit of that that's got to okay, we have that, but as a player, Rob, I wouldn't like that. I've got to be honest. I understand why we're being named, and there's going to be the comparisons and how much money and how many crowd. But at the end of the day, now we're in the Premier League. We're a Premier League football club for one season. I don't want to be always known as Little Luton.
I hear that, Rob, but. I mean, God, blimey, given you the way that you think about it, I mean, you of course love the story here. Yeah, and the romantic notion of this club.
But the story can work against you because you get all that coy.
I think you can use it, Rob. I think you can. I feel like you can use it. Like right now, this first season, I think you can use it, little old Luton.
When we were Wimbledon, we used it. We were Little Wimbledon, but we weren't Little Wimbledon. No, we were Little Wimbledon. No, we've got beat here. Oh, we got this. Oh, Little Wimbledon corner. We were Little Wimbledon, but we're punching, mate. We're going to punch above our weight.
I think they will punch. I think they will punch.
Good.
You were.
And that's my point. Right, well, that's my point. That they don't get caught into the Little Luton thing and stop. being as competitive as they need to be. Give themselves a chance.
Yeah, and I think they will, Rob. I think they will.
Good,
You said about the system. I watched a few games, and those wing backs get forward. They swing balls in there. They're pretty direct at time. Luton Town. They've got these two forwards. You talked about Carlton Morris and Adebayo, the two centre forwards that can play. Adebayo can play. He's a young, tall striker. He's mobile. He runs into the channel. He's got clever little mix.
By the way, as well, dangerous set piece team.
Yeah. So they've done a little bit in the market. And what's a good story, Rob? I just read this morning. Pele Rudek Mpanza has just signed a contract extension. He's been there since 2013. He's the only player, I think, that's had 4 promotions. Again, they went to from non-league promotion into the Premier League. It's amazing, Rob, to think that when we started our coverage with NBC with this Premier League, they were a non-league team. They were a non-league team.
It's a good shout. Yeah, it's a really good shout.
They've come all the way up to the Premier League. It's an amazing story, and
that's what's great about English football, isn't it? That there is what's great about English football.
Yeah, and there's a video out there, Rob, and I just mentioned this. I watched it this morning doing my little workout in my basement. There's a video, and I think it's called "The Fall and Rise of Luton Town." It's just been released. I think it might be on the NBC Sports Soccer YouTube channel, and it's I think it's 11-minute clip of kind of their story and where they went to, and 30 points deducted to relegate them to the non-league, and all the problems, and Big Mick Arthur's saying that I thought the club was done, thought we were absolutely done. It is an astonishing story that I'm sure we will tell over this the season to come. But when we see, Kenilworth Road, the Kenny as they call it, is getting some work done to try and bring it up to a Premier League standard. I think it's just over 10,000 seats that it was. Maybe that will change. But I'm not looking too much further than what an unbelievable story. The way that they play, the two strikers, the direct nature of it. I think and this player that's been there from 13 to now, he's just signed a new deal, and Panzer can play at the back or in midfield. I think it's an astonishing story, and I give him a chance, Rob. I give him a chance to stay in the division.
Good.
Just everybody on the same page. Maybe you're right. Maybe they haven't got to be timid about it and be look at these stadums and these players.
And be in awe of all the big players. Get in there and give it a go. They deserve it. They've earned it, and they're going to be a great addition. They're going to be a great addition to the Premier League. So much looking forward to them. And all and all the two teams who come up, very different styles, different managers, different ways of doing it. But
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. For even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend on USA Network and on Peacock. We will see you over there.